Warning: this video will contain themes and topics of online grooming. If you are sensitive to these topics, please click off the video now. To those who want to stay, this is my story. Viewer discretion is advised. Disclaimer: please do not harass or go after any party involved in the situation. This video is mainly to spread awareness of his actions towards me. If you or someone else you know has been or is being groomed, please contact RAIN's National Sexual Assault Hotline at rain.org. You are always valid, and you deserve help, no matter who you are. Hello everyone, it's Jazor. This video is something I've been wanting to make for a long time. It took me a lot of courage to even write the script, let alone uploading the video. Although Nico has done far more things than I will be discussing, it would be irresponsible of me to talk about those things that I do not have the evidence to accuse him of. I would like to respect my friends' decisions and wishes, but if they'd like to speak out, it will be their choice to make on their own. But for now, I will not be silenced. I will be speaking out. Here are our messages. To clarify, I've known Nico longer than September 30th, as the screenshot suggests. However, this is just the start of our exchanges on this account in particular, since he has a tendency to make multiple accounts. Please keep this date in mind. Anyways, we begin talking again like normal. We were friends once, of course. However, on October 3rd is when things begin to change. Nico sends me a few messages about wanting to show me something, which I'll read now. Also, there's something I want to show you. Okay, I'm a bit nervous about it, but I want you to think about it before you answer. Can you do that? Sure. Okay, let me send this. This took a few hours to write. I put a lot of effort into this. Alright, I'll take a look at it. Warning, this is kind of corny. Now, he sends me a PDF document that he refers to as corny. To him, it may seem corny, but for me, it felt unnerving and maybe even pressuring. I said that I'd read it. Okay, I'll read it real quick. Okay, tell me when you're done. Here's the PDF he sent me, which I'll be reading now. Dear Jay, from the moment we started talking again, something about you has made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. Same vibes, same laughs, same lovely feeling you give me. The same way you just get me, you know? You make life feel safe, like I can truly be myself with you. And I want you to feel the same way too. No mask, no pressure. So here's me being real. I like you a lot, Jay. A lot. Not because you're beautiful, which you totally are, but because with you, I feel safe. If you're down, will you be my girlfriend? Remember the date we started talking again? This was September 30th. That is a 3-day difference from when we started talking to me receiving this letter. At that point, he didn't really know any other personal information about me, like my face, my real name, other interests, etc. Needless to say, I felt uncomfortable, and I never dated, so I'd said that I wasn't ready. I said that I wasn't allowed. To cut in, if I had to be honest, even if I was allowed, I'd still never date. Like I had said, I like being by myself, and I don't see an issue with it. This is what I said to Nico. Okay, alright, I just finished reading it, and I'm gonna be for real here, but I'm not allowed to date, and I just feel comfortable being single, if that makes sense. I appreciate that you feel that way towards me, but I'm just not ready for all that. He replies with me with this. It's okay. I've been feeling this way for a bit, and I thank you for being honest and not feeling pressured. But if you're ever ready, I'll be ready. Thanks for understanding. No problem. After this was said, I assumed he understood and would stop trying to get something from me that he wouldn't get. I believe I was wrong, not because he says, quote, if you are ready, I'll be ready, when I had clearly stated that I do not date because I like being single. It's for a different reason. Keep this in mind on how I said I don't date. It'll come up later. On a call on the same day, I don't exactly remember the context, but I believe if I'm not misremembering, he was having microphone issues, and so this exchange occurred. Alright, I'll wait. And sorry if that I love you was weird. I'm fine with it. It's okay. I forgot why he says I love you to me here. Maybe it was just because I was leaving a call, as a goodbye. Regardless, he knows that this is weird because he says it himself. Although I had said that I was fine with it, It was because I thought it was in a I love you as a friend context. Looking back at it now, I feel deeply disturbed. Later on, he sent me a gif of a cat bouncing up and down, like jumping. Seems innocent? Yeah, I thought so too. I replied with bouncy. He literally replies with you are too with suggestive emojis. I wasn't sure if he was joking or not, as he doesn't follow up with I was just kidding. But regardless, that is nasty to send, especially considering the context. I felt uncomfortable, and so I didn't reply to it. And instead, I sent a gif of Grandma Freddy eating chips instead. I didn't want to bring the mood of the conversation down. I wish I had spoken up and said, hey, I'm uncomfortable with that, but I stayed silent. That was a mistake on my part, and I'm not ashamed to say so. And this is what he said to me on Discord. Bouncy, you are too, hee hee, with, like, an emoji with a tongue out and a wink emoji, and this is just the gif I sent. Now, some of these screenshots coming up may or may not be out of order, but context will be given if needed. On October 4th, we have a back and forth conversation, which will be read now. How you fine with me cuddling you? I'm fine with it. Is it because I'm not redacted? She was abusive, to say the least, so yes, don't worry, I would never hurt you. Nuzzles you more. Dog smiling gif I sent, or I guess emoji. You're too cute. I love you too much to hurt you. Thank you so much. No problem. Kisses your forehead. You're so adorable I can't. Lol. Hey bun, guess what? What? Tickles you. And I just sent an emoji like taking down his glasses. Tickles you more. And an emoji of eyes. You're ticklish and cute. Cool. I don't know why he asked about cuddling with me, so I just said that yes, because, again, I thought he was joking. He then brings up an old friend of mine, which I have censored for privacy reasons. For my hesitant text, it's a touchy subject for me. I didn't know how to respond to that because I wasn't expecting to be asked about that person again. He says stuff like, I love you too much to hurt you, which may or not be inappropriate due to this context. I actually have no idea. It did make me feel special, like I was wanted, like I was safe. That is a tactic groomers use to manipulate you. It's referred to as love bombing. If you're unfamiliar with this term, it's basically the action or practice of lavishing someone with attention or affection, especially in order to influence them or manipulate them. This is exactly what he was doing, as he repeatedly refers to me as cute, ticklish, adorable to gain my trust. For some reason, he calls me cute a few times as well, which I take it as a general compliment for some reason, and all I send are stupid gifts because obviously I've had no experience with romance in general, and I'm in no position to be in. I wasn't aware of his intentions because I was too innocent. I just replied with cool because I thought it was an innocent compliment. He had a tendency of role-playing with italics by saying tickles you or picks you up. I thought he was just messing around. As you can see, he does send these messages a few times. Tickles you more. Tickle you. Oh, I don't know what to say, but that sucks. Your voice doesn't sound gravelly and broken to me. I think it sounds cute. I think your voice and laugh is cute/attractive, not gonna lie. With like a stressed out emoji. And cute. You're too cute. And that first message will be brought up again. Because during this exchange, I was suffering through vocal cord damage, and I was telling him about it because it had caused me pain whenever I talk. It also reduced my vocal stamina, which made it difficult to talk on calls for a long period of time. I felt insecure whenever I spoke because I had a vocal dysphoria, which is what I described to him. Here's what went down. Lol. Hey, does your voice cause you to have anxiety? Like it makes me anxious to speak? Why? Analog sad face. I think your voice and laugh is cute/attractive, not gonna lie. No, I'm asking if that's what you're saying. Lol. But thanks though. It does make me hesitate to speak, since if I relax my throat too much, it'll hurt. And then I replied to the one above, yippee, and he puts a hug reaction, which I clicked as well. Oh, but why does it make you hesitant to speak? In my head, my voice sounds healthy and strong, but when I talk, it's kind of gravelly and broken. Also, because I'm not sure what will make the muscles in my throat tighten or what will cause a spasm, which basically means like when your vocal cords close up and it makes you hard to breathe, you might choke a bit. Oh, I don't know what to say, but that sucks. Your voice doesn't sound gravelly and broken to me. I think it sounds cute. You're my wifey, even if we're not dating. And then I replied to, I haven't thought of it like that before, to the one where he says, um, I think your voice sounds cute, but I just forgot to hit reply. He responds with a cool emoji, like with sunglasses. He practically ignores my medical concern and my insecurity by being told to him by just replying with, I think your voice is cute. I found it disrespectful at the time, but I thought he was just trying to make me feel better. In reality, this was most likely love bombing, as his next message supports my theory. You're my wifey, even though we're not dating. That was really weird to say, considering the context, but I just assumed it was like a friend nickname and I didn't think much of it at the time. And so I stupidly continued the conversation with, I meant to reply to this, but you know what I mean. I'm confused. Sorry, I'm done. Like I hadn't thought it was cute, which is why I said that I hadn't thought about that before. Oh, okay. Yeah. But again, you're my wifey, even if we're not dating. And then I say if you want with a thinking emoji, and then he says, "Wait, really, actually," which is what I'm assuming, but there's a typo, so I don't know. Like I had said, I thought we were still acting like friends, which is why I say if you wanna, and that's why I use a thinking emoji. I wasn't sure of what to think or say. Now, I have a message logger on my phone for Discord, which shows his original message to me, even after editing it. In his original message, he says, really, but in his edited, it says, wait, really, actually, which suggests to me that he thought I wanted to be in a relationship right then and there. I don't know. I might be overthinking this. All I know is that he wanted to date me for some reason. We continued talking, in which I clarified myself. I mean, I know nothing about dating, and I don't plan on doing so, but if you think of me like that, it's fine. Well, I actually do think of you like that, and you don't need to know. You'll learn along the way, and I promise to keep you safe and satisfied. I can try to provide for you if we're actually doing this, so if you're ready now, just give me a thumbs up reaction. I said I didn't want to date though. We can be friends though, you know? Oh, okay. Yeah, I got confused. Sorry. It's okay. I got a little excited, but it's alright. Yeah, it's alright. He admits that he got excited. I show an innocence in my message when I say I know nothing about dating. But, anyways, I brush it off with, if you think of me like that, it's fine. He literally tells me, actually, I do think of you like that. He literally tells me, you don't need to know about dating. Yes, I do. You need my consent for that, no matter our age gap, which, even though it was only about a year and a few months, that's still creepy to say. Side note, this is another tactic that I've seen groomers use called gaining your trust and access. He does this by promising that, quote, he'll keep me safe and, quote, I can provide for you. For an example, this exact moment mirrors a Warrior Cats book that I've read called Spotted Leaf's Heart by Aaron Hunter. This book is actually the main reason why I made this video. I saw the events in the book in my own life and made the conclusion that I was groomed, just like our protagonist Spotted Leaf. The book is extremely controversial in the Warrior Cats community due to one of the main characters in the book, Thistleclaw, who groomed Spotted Leaf when she was an apprentice, Spotted Paw, to join the Dark Forest, which is basically cat hell, if you will. In the book, Thistleclaw displays the same behavior and language as Nico. It is highly speculated that Thistleclaw is a groomer, which is important to note. Keep in mind that an apprentice in this series is equivalent to a minor. A senior warrior is like an adult, which is what he is. This is what one of the tactics of a groomer looks like, which I'll read this excerpt aloud. Thistleclaw leaned towards her until their cheeks brushed. I think a very great deal of you, Spotted Paw. Wherever I am, in my nest, in the forest, patrolling the borders, you are always beside me. Spotted Paw couldn't breathe. Her heart was beating so hard. She thought Thistleclaw might be able to hear it. This wasn't like a warrior talking to an apprentice about her ambitions. This was completely different. Thistleclaw was talking to her as if he was his equal, and she felt different too. Am I falling in love? She thinks. What about you? Thistleclaw prompts softly. Do you think about me too? Spotted Paw responded. Yes, she whispered. But you're not a warrior, and I'm only an apprentice. You won't be an apprentice forever. I've watched you train, and I know you'll pass your assessment with no problem at all. Thistleclaw straightened up. There is no harm in thinking about our future. Our future. End quote. This is similar to what Nico said to me, even though I had already told him that I don't date. This tactic may seem like a nothing burger, but to me, this was a way to try and manipulate me into me being his girlfriend. It just felt vile to me after all the times I told him no. My proof for him just doing all this just for me to date him is his later messages before we stopped talking on November 4th. He was friendly to me beforehand, but he stopped using emoticons. His messages feel empty. We don't talk as much. Hi, how are you? Good, I'm just making something. That's good. Yeah, and I just used the Glamrock Freddy eating chips gif again. Render of me. Nice, thanks, no problem. And that is why I believe that Nico should not be interacted with. This is why I believe that I can call him my groomer. Thank you for listening to me read all these screenshots. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making me feel heard. I appreciate everyone who stayed to watch. Be careful of who you talk to. They might not be someone you thought they were. Long story short, if you're being groomed, please tell someone. Don't stay silent. You deserve a voice, and you deserve to be heard. You deserve to be believed, and you aren't alone. It's not your fault. If you'd like to learn more about online grooming, I'll leave links in the description. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, everyone.